what's up, everybody? This is Bitcast episode 6. I'm going to talk about a few things. Talk about Bitcoin, price action, where we're at, where I think we might possibly be going. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about ETH and where ETH is at. I'm seeing some crazy similarities between ETH and Bitcoin in its early cycle. And then I want to talk about a potential bottom fractal with ETH. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of altcoins that I am positions that I'm currently in. I'm trading, swing trading, and yeah, just kind of go from there. So looking at the BTC chart, we're still in the correction from the 2019 run-up. We're still in the flag pattern, if you want to call it that. You can see that it is respecting this pattern right here. Last video I was saying, if price got below this, I'd be kind of worried. And you can see in this wick down here that we wicked down into this support area right here. Huge support level. I mean, all of 2018 price kept bouncing, so this was a major level. I mean, you can see that we recently dipped down, touched it, and we've got a healthy bounce. We are continuing to make higher lows, so that's encouraging to see. So there's a lot of confluence in this level right here, and I've been talking about that in my videos. The fib retracement, it's a great tool. You see a lot of patterns with the fib around the 618 level. They call it the golden ratio. If you look at where the price has been bouncing from, it's right at the 618 fib from this move up in 2019. It is also confluent with the fib from the bottom of the whole 2018 run up. So check this out. If we bring this up from the bottom here, look where the 618 is at. We are right around the 618 fib. Granted, it went a little bit below it, but we're hanging right by it. That's encouraging to me. This is a huge level. I mean, there's just a lot of confluence in that level. Another thing I've been looking at, if we go to the weekly chart, this is the 3-day chart. So each bar represents a week of price action. A lot of people use moving average crossovers as signs of bullishness or bearishness. So last time this 50-day moving average crossed over the 200-day or the 100-day moving average was down here somewhere, and we had this long sustainable bull run. And then we sold off. We had a bear cross. Then we had this shot up in price in 2019, and we've been correcting. Well, if you look right here, we're about to have a 50, 100-day bull cross, right where price is at. Price is respecting the 50-day as well as the 100-day as of right now, and it's about to cross. So it's bullishness. I mean, people are looking at this and they're going to take that as a bullish sign. I think this might be the last time that we touch the bottom of this downtrend. I see a lot of people talking about shorts into like the 5.5, even down to the 4K. And if this breaks down, then absolutely. But right now there is a ton of confluence around this level right here. I would not personally, I don't see the RR, the return on that is just not great enough for me to take that trade. So I'm accumulating down here. I think this is a great level for us to bounce. Right now we're showing some relief. And that relief is bringing some relief to altcoins. There's been some altcoins that have popped. If you want to look at Matic, has been a crazy one. It's a Binance altcoin. It's a newer altcoin. It just went freaking parabolic yesterday. Check that out. Crazy. I wonder how high that is. Let's see. just from the bottom of this. 150% in 2 weeks. So whoever got in that, congrats. But I wanted to take a look at ETH now. There's a lot of, and I owe a lot of this to Crypto Wolf on Twitter. This is a log chart for Bitcoin on the top here with the price action of ETH over top of it. And you can see at the beginning of Bitcoin's cycle, it's almost exactly the same as ETH's Bitcoin, or ETH's first cycle is what they would call it. This is the first bull run. So if it follows Bitcoin like it's been following since its inception, it's very similar in price action. We could see something similar. If it stays along this curve, we could see a big accumulation period for ETH. You know, it could just hug this line here. But the bottom line is that it looks very similar. Things, you know, they don't always happen the same, but they often rhyme. So, you know, something that has this much confluence for this long, you have to at least assume that it might continue to act similarly. So that's something I'm watching. I'm a believer in ETH. I've got a decent ETH long-term bag. I think ETH under $200 is a great buy. I think it's hovering around like 150 right now. Another thing with ETH I wanted to take a look at, the ETH bottom fractal on the ETH versus BTC chart. Okay, so you might see it already if I just cover up. So this is Bitcoin over here, the 2018 bottom, when we bottomed in 2018 before we had this 2019 run up here. So we're looking at the Bitcoin bottom in 2018, and I was looking at this, and there's a lot of similarities with the ETH BTC chart right now. If I just draw some lines here, just kind of for reference. We can kind of see some similarities in this chart, right? So we've got this overhead resistance, this diagonal resistance here, both charts here. We have got, you know, after we capitulated down, we've got this little hiccup here. We bottomed, come up, and we have this little dip right here. We got this little dip right here. We test this twice up here. So looking at this, it's very similar in structure. I think this could be, you know, an accumulation phase for ETH before, you know, it breaks out of this diagonal, and we could see, you know, last time when Bitcoin broke out of this bottom, it ran up for 300%. Now, I'm not saying ETH's going to do that, but I'm just pointing out that, you know, after this capitulation, it looks like a definitive bottom. It's looking very, very similar to the Bitcoin bottom in 2018. I think if we draw the fibs to kind of help us kind of guess where a price could go, right? And gotta bring in some context for Bitcoin here. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I apologize, but one thing I just want to draw some possibilities here. So if we look at the Bitcoin bottom, we topped, we came down, we bounced around the 618 fib a couple times, and then we finally broke down to the 786 fib before finally breaking above this little diagonal. And then we broke above it, retested it over here, and then we were off to the races. So if ETH does something similar, we could see something. 618 fib is down here, so maybe we get a little bounce here, drops down. I could see us bouncing from here and going up, getting above that diagonal, retesting it, and then going. I could also see us coming down, maybe getting some relief, back down to the 786 like Bitcoin did, regaining this 618, and then getting above the diagonal and going up. And when you're trading and you're looking for opportunities, this kind of stuff you want to look for. I'm not saying fractals always play out the same, but like I said, it doesn't have to repeat exactly, but if it rhymes, it should catch your attention. And I wouldn't take a trade. Maybe start accumulating down here, have some stops below the bottom, but I think this looks too similar, and I'm kind of waiting for ETH to either make a push to this diagonal, get above it, retest, and then go. That would probably be the safest bet, because I think we could, see some further depth down here. But honestly, the 0.02 has been holding very strong for ETH, the ETH BTC, so we'll see. But I just wanted to point out this fractal, this bottom fractal. I thought it was really, really close, really interesting. I'm going to be watching it to see if it acts similar and basing trades off of it. So I'm going to talk about a couple alts I'm in right now. Augur, I don't have any special attachment to this. I just like the way the chart looks, so that's why I'm looking at it. So the 3-day chart is the cleanest chart, I think. So Augur has been in a downtrend all through basically 2019. It bottomed in September, much like a lot of alts. And if you look at a lot of altcoin charts versus BTC, they are all breaking out of a range right now. If you can see, this has been like an accumulation range from this red line down to here. It's just been a range where people have been accumulating. It finally bottomed, created a higher low right here. It's been creating higher lows, higher lows. Once I seen that it broke above this level right here, it broke up. I was waiting for this retest. I've been looking at this level right here for a couple of weeks now, and price has been reacting exactly how I wanted to see. I think this candle right here is a long tail. I've been accumulating right here. I've been looking at this swing trade. If you look at it, there's no resistance in between from here and to here, so I think it could possibly be a good 60% trade. So I got my stop below this line right here. See, price has been acting pretty favorably. So if it does go below there, I'll take a little bit of a loss, but it's a risk I'm willing to take with a 60% potential gain. So price is acting relatively well as long as it stays above here. I'm happy. I think this could be a good trade. Another one is a long-term bag is Tezos. Tezos is on Coinbase. It's been announcing the staking capabilities. So basically what that does is it incentivizes people to hold their bags, and then it accumulates more. But I'm about to run out of time, so I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Peace.